I'm just going to measure out and mix up my aqua cast. I've speeded this up so I'm stirring much more slowly than it appears. Once I've finished mixing it, ensuring that there are no lumps in there, I can pour it slowly into my mould a little at a time. I can jiggle it and squeeze it to make sure that there are no bubbles stuck in the edges, and then I will be able to set this aside. It's going to need at least an hour to dry before we can demould it. I'm going to pull away from the sides to try and release the cast. It's a very soft silicone, but this mould is quite intricate with lots of lumps and bumps of the ears, the nose, so I'm going to need to try and pull those out carefully. The aqua cast is still, it's dry and it's hard, but it's not at its strongest strength yet. It's going to take at least another 12 to 24 hours before it will reach its strongest. Here it comes. Yep, that looks really good. It looks nice and smooth, doesn't look like there are any bubbles. It's going to need some sanding on the bottom, but overall I'm really pleased with it. I'll use some wet and dry paper with some water and sand the bottom so that I can eliminate the dust. Then I can wipe it off with a cloth and I'll let it dry before I move on to painting it. I'm going to use some acrylic colours to paint this. I have an orange, a red and a brown, and I'm going to use a mixture of all three to try and create the colouring of a fox. I'm just going to use my silicone mat as a palette, so I'll squeeze out some orange. Oops, that's a little more than I wanted. I'm going to shake these colours because they've been sitting for a little while. And then I'll add the red. The brown is a heavy body paint, so it doesn't need shaking, and I will just add it to the mat. I'm going to use this little plastic palette knife just to take parts of the brown, the orange, just mix up a colour that I think looks a little bit like a fox's fur. I don't mind if it doesn't mix properly, it will all add to the texture. I'm going to use quite a coarse, thick brush just to put some paint on. Again, I'm not worried about brush strokes. That will help it look like fur and add some texture. I'm not going for a smooth finish on this. So I'll speed up the painting, and after I've let it dry, we can move ahead to varnishing. I finished painting him off camera, and I've chosen a pale blue for the inside of the pot. As you can see, the mess is real, so I'm going to clean up, let him dry, and then I'll be able to varnish him. I'm going to use this acrylic varnish to seal the pot inside and out. I will give it several coats with at least an hour and a half in between each coat to dry. Probably build up to about 3 or 4 coats. I'm using a brush here to apply the varnish, but sometimes I use my fingers. It's water-based, so it's easy to clean off. It's just this has little tiny grooves and crevices that the brush can get in a little better. So once I finish coating it, I will put it on a cake rack to dry, and then I'll come back and do some more coats off camera, and I'll show you the results at the end. Whoops! Well, that's one way of testing the strength of it. It has been setting for a while, so it's at full strength. When I saw the mould, I also thought it looked a little like another animal. So I'm just going to speed through this painting, and you can guess what you think it might be before I've finished. So here it is. I thought it looked a lot like a little raccoon. I'm going to use it as a glue pot holder, and but you could use it as a planter, anything you like. I think he's really cute. I love him. So from one mould I have 2 different designs. Do you have any ideas? Could it make anything else? Let me know in the comments. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up, maybe a comment. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back again.